heard someone say this or be open about it, so I guess I'm gonna be the first. Hi, I'm a woman who gave her child to the father to take care of mostly and put myself on child support practically.
Whoa. Should a lot more women do this? Because, I mean, you know what? Let's continue.
Pretty much. Yeah, motherhood is fucking hard. It made me lose my mind. My postpartum depression was probably like the hardest thing I ever had to deal with. Completely lost.
Now, postpartum is something I talk a lot about on this channel because as a man who's been married and divorced and I have 2 children that I'm raising myself as a single father, I can tell you dealing with a woman in postpartum is crazy because you meet her demon. Let's continue.
Lost myself. It's been 5 years. But I was a mother. Like when I became a mom, I was just bad mom, right? Like not abusive, but like I grew up with a mom who didn't know what to do with me, and I also became that mother, you know what I mean? And the difference was that I had a baby with like a really good man. Like it's a great man. Like it's a great father, you know what I mean? Like he's a great dad to his kids. And I had a way harder time adjusting to motherhood than anyone I knew. I was like the first out of the people I knew who was like, I don't even know if I can be like a full-time mom and keep my sanity. Legit. And so, yeah, that's what I did. And I'm a great mom now. Like, let's just preface this. I am an absolute great mom, and I'm very active in my child's life. You know what I mean? But I'm like the weekend parent, you know? And that has always been very hard for me to admit and talk about because it's a very shameful thing, like for women to not be the mothers that society expects you to be, right? You feel like a failure, and you feel I'm still to this day hard on myself, and I don't even know like when that's gonna change.
The parent that society wants you to be, why is she thinking about society? Why is she not thinking about her own child? Be the parent, be the mother, be the mom, be the mommy that your child actually needs. Forget about everybody else's opinions. Now, you know what? There's some things that just were literally crazy to me when I was listening to this woman speak. The first thing is shame. Shame is completely gone. We have ladies of the night that are literally giving women dating advice. To me, I think that's crazy. But let's talk about this woman in this situation. Now, she said that she gave her child to the father and that the father is an amazing dad, right? And in my head, I'm like, yeah, that is pretty shameful. Now, here's why I thought that it was pretty shameful, because I'm a single father. Then after I really started thinking about it, I said, you know what? Wait a minute. The women in her comment section were not scolding her. The women in her comment section were actually supporting her. The reason why that's crazy to me is because when I'm dating and I tell women that I'm a single father, the first thing that they say is, oh my gosh, what? How could a mom do that? Like, how could a mom do that to her children? Right? So every time I heard that, I was like, dang, okay, well, I mean, I didn't really think about it like that. I just thought my children needed to be taken care of. But here's the thing. When it comes to me as a father, my children have structure and they have discipline. Now, what I've noticed from the single mothers that I've dated is a lot of them get stressed out, or they become stressed out because they have no structure and they have no discipline with the child. So the child is actually running the household. The next thing that was kind of crazy that tripped me out was her describing her parenting, right? It's one thing for you to talk about postpartum, and trust me, that is not a little thing. I always bring up a woman having her monthly cycle, postpartum, and menopause. I always describe those things as the worst time to actually deal with the woman, because you are about to meet her demon. Now, after you meet the demon, or let's go back to this woman. If she was a terrible mom, what do you think she was as a spouse?
Oh, it's over. Wow. You corn.
Right? Or what do you think she would be as a spouse? In the beginning of this video, she kind of mentioned that she's paying child support. Then as I looked through the comments, I believe that what I saw was she was saying that she's not paying child support. So this is the conclusion I came to. I said, you know what? There's a difference between giving money versus having money snatched out your check before you even receive it. So this made me wonder, if she had to pay child support, would this change the relationship dynamic that she has with her child's father? Would she just go ahead and continue to pay the child support, or would she actually try to fight for custody? Now, that really took me and made me go big brain, right? What I mean by that is this: if there was no such thing as child support, will a lot more women do things like this? Because having children, it is stressful. But if you structure the day, or you structure your mind, or you set certain rules and boundaries like women like to do in relationships, mainly those boundaries we now know, hopefully you guys know, those boundaries and those standards are things to keep you out of her box, or they're reasons to not give you any, right? You got to work extra hard to get back to the box or get back in the box that you've been in. I love the internet. I love that women are actually exposing and telling us the things that we need to know as men, because our perspective, or let me say my perspective, was that women were honest and pure and caring and affectionate and just creatures that were just full of love, right? But as I listen to women, right, I know that there are much better women on the planet than this woman here. But again, just seeing the comments, it kind of made me really start thinking like, we all enjoy intimacy, but calling herself a good mom after 5 years, again, crazy to me, because 5 years is a long time. Think about it. What is it that this woman is actually out in the world doing? She's going from a terrible mom to a great mom, a great weekend mom. Now listen, I get it. Again, there were women in the you know what? I keep talking about the comment section. Let's get into this comment section so you guys can see it, because I'm interested to know what you guys think. So let's get to it. Here we go. This comment here: your awareness is what makes you a great parent. Do you guys actually agree with that? Now, after I thought about it, I said, you know what? Maybe her awareness of understanding that she was not going to be a great parent, and that she didn't want to be in the same situation that her mother put her in, even though she kind of was. Somehow she's breaking that. Anyway, next comment. Normalize moms not always having to be the priority parent. That's crazy, because again, when you think about roles and you think about teamwork, it should actually work together. Now listen, I get it. Some men are not going to do certain things because they're just not. The crazy thing about this video and the comments that were left under this video trip me out, because every single time I'm on a date with a woman and I tell her that I'm a single father, they all react the same exact way. Oh my gosh, how could a mother ever do something like that, right? Like, it's not in me. It's just not in me to do that. I just don't understand. Now, going through these comments, I'm seeing women agree with her. I'm seeing women say, yeah, well, you know, if the fathers do it, because some of the fathers are just weekend fathers. And I'm looking like, yeah, but is that the same thing? Or is this really a child support thing? What's really going on? This video really made me think about people and their interactions with their own children. But you know what? I got a question for you. What do you think? Comment your thoughts under this video. Remember, when you are watching these videos, you are becoming the best version of yourself. Now that check out the next video that's popping up on your screen. See you on the next video. Peace.